Mic check, max spit stats like a tactician. Link breaking plays down, surging with precision. School got the jokes, punchlines hitting crisp. Whole squad on the mic, call it audible bliss. Gridder and gospel. We the chapel of the huddle, global reach, Titan speak. Breaking every bubble from the turf to the booth. Knowledge stay colossal. Podcast the playbook, no room for apostle. Titans global, we break it, we mold it. Talking pigskin, the truth get unfolded. Max Link School, we the squad, we the clone. Football mind sharp, taking you across the globe. Max drop gems, X's and O's like hieroglyphs. Link dissecting plays, no time for the myth. School, keep it raw, laugh till you cry. Huddle up, Titans talk, no flag, let it fly. Every league, every player, we dissect the grind. From the draft to the field, future stars in line. Whistles blow, helmets clash, stories untold. We bring the heat like cleats burning through the cold.
From kickoff to OT, every snap's a tale. Global Titans, we prevail, never stale.
What's up, Titans fans, and welcome to another episode of Titans Global Podcast. I am your host, Maximus Titan Fan, and with me, as always, is my good buddy, Link. What's up, dude?
What's going on, guys? Good to be here. Titans are 1-0. I didn't get a chance to say it on Monday, but yeah, good to celebrate a little bit. So thanks for tuning in. As always, make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Most importantly, get in the comment section. We got another preseason game to talk about, a lot to get into tonight. We got guests, we got Scoop. So we'll let Max introduce everybody and get right into it.
Yeah, man, we got Scoop. What's up, man? How you doing tonight? How you feeling?
Oh, man, I'm doing great, man. I can't complain. Tighten up, everybody. How's it going?
And we have a special guest with us tonight, Mr. Will O'Neal. What's up, brother? How you feeling tonight, Will? Are you froze?
It looks like he froze up.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've got technical difficulties, which is pretty normal on the Titans Global Podcast. But anyway, we will send a note to him saying that, anyway. Yeah, so we're talking about a preview. This is our first preview show. As it is the preseason for the Titans, it is the preseason for us. So we'll get right into it, I guess. Sunday, it's a night game, which I actually like. Fox, which again, nationally televised. Sweet. I mean, all this is great.
They're the only ones in that slot, right? I mean, like that's the last game of the
I think so.
weekend. Yeah.
And the weather's going to be nice. It's supposed to be like 82, 83. It's going to be a nice night.
I agree. Weird spread, though, dude. They've got us on for, like, favored?
Yeah, because our starters are playing and they're
I think so too. I think it's just kind of a given that your Titans they're gonna play more starters. They have a lot more to figure out. I mean, like two teams that are at two very different stages. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think Titans have the upper hand just because the amount of starters and for the amount of time that they'll play them.
Okay. I agree. I honestly, if we get what we had in the last game, then it will. I don't know. I hope that we would trump the hell out of them. If we don't, then I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know what I'm saying, man. It's
I hope they take a step forward, and I hope that our first string can play pretty well against the second string. For sure.
Yeah, last game we didn't fare so well. So I mean, I guess we'll start with that. The last week if you watch the review show, it wasn't great for Cam. It looked bad. It looked I don't know. It just didn't look great. So I didn't get either one of y'all's thoughts on it because, you were not here.
Right.
But what is y'all's thoughts on the way Cam played last week?
Yeah, I mean, you said it was bad. Like, I mean, that's what it was. And I mean, it's not. It's one game. It's one preseason game. It's the first preseason game, and I mean, yeah, it's going to be overinflated because everything in the off season and preseason is overinflated because we have so little football to talk about. We just kind of hyper focus on the small things we have. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's not that Cam Ward is going to be a bad quarterback. It's nothing like that. I mean, those things could be true, but I don't think you're going to learn that from one preseason game. What I do want to see is him to take a step forward, right? Like I don't want to see off point balls to receivers. I mean, there were pretty terrible throws at times. We didn't see the drops that we saw last year. It was more of Cam being off target. He didn't really even give us an opportunity for a lot of drops. I did think the run game was pretty strong, so they were respecting Cam early, but then the second drive he just wasn't able to move the football because he wasn't able to be accurate. So I just want to see him take a step forward and be better in this one. Just hit the open guys, make the right decisions, just have a little bit better timing, and understand that he's not in college anymore, and you can't just out athlete every defender. Like that's the biggest thing I think he's going to have to get through his head pretty early this year. It's a different world, and he's got to learn to be a pocket passer, and he's got to learn to move the pocket the right way and make the right decisions and take off at the right time. And he hasn't done that thus far, but that doesn't mean that can't improve.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. It was a rough start for him last Sunday, but like you said, this is his first preseason game. New coaches, everything's new to him again. So I'm not stressing too much about it. It's preseason. So they're gonna keep getting better and better, hopefully.
Yeah, that's my thought as well. But also, I mean, we really want Cam to come out and shut up all the doubters in this game, right? I mean, obviously that's what we want, but
Right.
I mean, that's what we hope for, right? Is that Cam comes in, has a really efficient day like he has been at practice lately. And I hate the fact that they're doing the joint practice tomorrow because I really wanted to comment on the joint practice. That's going to be
Right.
one of the best tests we've had so far, especially since we got kind of a disappointing grade from what we got from the 49ers. There was a lot of mixed up and down about the joint practice. Then they didn't even
Right.
play their starters, and it almost looked like they dominated. And so it was a really concerning thing there. And we'll go over a lot of that in what we think we're going to see in this game. But I mean, any thoughts on that y'all were super concerned of? Any super concerns in the last game or something that you want to see in this game specifically?
Go ahead first, Link.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to see a few things cleaned up in the secondary. I thought we could have been much better there. You had Flott was, left a lot to be desired. I think everything else, like I kind of saw what I expected. You know what I'm saying? I think the first team defense, they did enough against second stringers. Now, granted, San Francisco had a quarterback that was a little off too, so that helped. But with what they faced, I thought it was all in all a pretty decent effort. I just think it's the small things, right? Like I think the offensive line, we saw what we wanted to there. I think Carmona's pretty much locking his spot up with what we've seen out of him. So I mean, all in all, I think it's been pretty much to what we expected. It's just a little bit of secondary, I think, can be cleaned up, and then at the quarterback position. But other than that, I think we're in pretty good shape.
Let me ask, what do y'all think about Kimona just coming in here and taking that right guard spot?
Love
I
it,
love
man.
it.
Like that's what you wanted, right? Like you wanted somebody to come in and just take over, and that's exactly what he did because you still had questions.
And he's still doing
spot.
it. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, and that was the biggest question still left on that offensive line. So, I mean, best case scenario so far at that position.
I mean, just think about though, Cam and the offensive line can at least just be in the top 20. We could be a pretty exciting team.
Yeah.
Of them two units, because we have weapons now. They can't say we don't have weapons. So I want to see a lot more use of the players this time. I feel like he can spread the ball out a little bit more. and that might help him out some. I don't know. I think that might help him out a little bit too, just spreading that ball out just a little bit more. And I felt like he was trying to push Tate a lot in that game. I felt like he forced some stuff, and
Absolutely.
hopefully he doesn't do that again.
Just take what's given. Just take what's given. Like that's the biggest thing we were shouting last year. Just take what's given to you. Whether that's running up the middle, learning when to take off, and I don't know. It's one of those things where he's got to get through his head. Like he can't be Superman every play. And we fought the same thing with Will Levis. And I'm not comparing the two. I'm just saying when you have guys that are playmakers and they did the things they did in college, there's some adjustment to the NFL. Now, I also think the coaching staff has done a pretty good job of, setting him down and kind of explaining things. So I do think we'll see more development as this preseason goes on.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, I've already seen some development, so yeah, I'm excited. I'm not going to jump on him too much.
Yeah, it looks like we got you back, Will. So what's your thought on Cam Ward and how he looked in the first game?
Sometimes I'm thinking like Cam is a pretty good quarterback, but he's just got to sometimes stop running out of the pocket, just get rid of the ball on time and find his receivers on time and stuff if they're open.
Yeah, I will say his pocket presence is one of those things that, like today, they put out a video of Cam running forward and how joyous it was and all that. And my wife, I think it was my wife. Pretty sure it was my wife. It was either my wife or one of my buddies, which is pretty rare that one of my buddies would comment on the Titans. Most of my friends are. Anyway, I think she was the one who said, "Oh shit, he ran forward." And I was like, I think that's why everybody was so happy, man, is that he got out of the pocket, he saw an opening, and he took off. And he got positive yards, definitely got a first down, probably got a little more than that. And I wish he would use things like that more to his arsenal, because he is more than just a pocket passer. You know what I'm saying? If you got the skill, use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to that, and I think it was Greg Cosell's analysis, if I remember right, but he actually had a point to that. And he was saying, while he's not designed to be a pocket passer, with where he's at right now in his development and his athleticism, he needs to refine his pocket passing ability. Because what he's doing right now is when he does decide to take off and run, he's, like you said, he's running sideways. He's not running straight down the middle. He's trying to out-athlete these guys. And he said it perfectly. It's like when you're in the NFL, this isn't Miami. Like you can't just run around dudes anymore. So it's learning when to call your shots and when to take off. But then, also like Will said, it's learning when to let it go and not just stand there and have some pocket presence. So again, while I agree, he's not a pocket passer and he does have some athleticism, I think that's the first thing they should focus on with him. Is the pocket presence. Kind of make him stand in the pocket. Force him to find his comfort there before he starts moving around as much as he does.
So let me ask you this real quick, and I'll ask everybody, I guess is a better way of saying it. One of the better games that Cam Ward had in his rookie season was against the Seattle Seahawks. He had a pretty solid game against Seattle. And we kind of used that throughout the offseason of saying, hey, man, he's obviously got talent because this is a really good football team and he played well against them. One of the best secondaries in the NFL, at least top 5. And how much of that do you think comes into play with Seattle thinking, well, maybe you got the best of us last year, but we're going to come in, and show you what we got this year?
I mean, they won a Super Bowl, right? Like they're not that mad about it. So
we're a 3-win team. Yeah.
Whatever. Like you beat us, big deal. We got a championship ring to show for it. Like so. I mean, no, not really. I mean, now look. The other part to that is like this is annoying. Like Cam came into this league with a chip on his shoulder. And not everybody loved that. So is there a little bit of a target on his back as a second-year quarterback because he's already talking to defenses as a 21, 22-year-old dude? Like, Yeah, like, so sure. Like, and here's the other thing. Like, you've got second and third string dudes on a Super Bowl championship team who are trying to prove a point. So that's the argument that you don't necessarily want Cam out there any longer than he has to be. Like, the ideal situation for the Titans is a first drive touchdown, a second drive touchdown, and then you set him on the bench. Like, that's the way we want this thing to go. The more screw ups he has and the longer he has to stay on the field, the more opportunities that these, no offense, but no name guys, I mean, I'm not in the NFL, so I'm not saying, but no name guys have a chance to take a shot on Cam Ward. So, that's kind of the way I look at it. But is there animosity for the win during last year's regular season from dudes that may have not even been on that team? Like, I don't know. I don't necessarily think so, but I get your point for sure.
Yeah, I think they're more. Well, if you listen to what Salah was saying all week, I think he's more worried about what happens tomorrow in practice than he is
Absolutely
what happens in the game Sunday. Because 1 versus 1 in practice, we probably won't see that in the game Sunday night. But whoever goes to practice tomorrow will get to see 1s versus 1s and see how they match up. Salah did say it's a good test to see where his team is at. You know what I mean? Because they are the world champs. So let's see how they match up.
I think there's a strong argument to be had that these joint practices are just as, if not more important than the actual preseason game.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like the one-on-one reps that you get in practice, like in games, yeah, it's a different mindset and you're going head-to-head with guys, but at practice, you're going head-to-head against the same dudes rep after rep after rep after rep, and it's just one-on-one type stuff. So I really believe that you get more development and benefit out of that than you do in game, at least for your ones. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely.
I think the preseason is more for your backups and roster guys than it is for your actual starters.
Right.
Yep, I would 100% agree with that. I think the joint practice is actually a little bit more important than the game is, just because you're getting starters one-on-one battles. You're seeing guys get tested against other opponents. And that's really what you want. You know what I mean? It's hard to judge or gauge your guys. Like, if a defense wins a day in practice, you're like, well, did the defense have a good day or did the offense have a bad day? I mean, it's hard to gauge unless you're there all the time watching every single one. It's hard. But at the same time, if you're going against a different opponent, and your defense wins the day or your offense wins the day, you don't have to have those questions. You already know those guys are trying as hard as they can because they're just trying to make a roster like everybody else. And I don't know. I just think the practice will.
If you listen to what the players have been saying all week, they're really looking forward to the opportunity to see how they match up. You know what I mean? They're looking at it like, I'm ready. I want to see what I'm all about.
Yep. Let's see. I don't know, man. Tate I'm sorry. My segues are freaking terrible. Tate and the other wide receivers are definitely going to get a big challenge this week. Like I said, Seattle's defense secondary is like top 5 in the NFL at least.
Didn't the one guy just become the highest paid corner on their team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. And if Tate and Ailmanor and everybody else can't seem to make plays, it is going to bring up a lot of questions. Questions of whether, is Taylor and Slot just not that good, or is Tate and Ailmanor just not, producing when the lights are on when it's most important. There's going to be a lot more questions if we do bad than if we do good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not necessarily on the Tate train, but I don't think he's had a bad camp by any means. Like even with the last preseason game, like Scoop said, I mean, I feel like a lot was forced his way, but even when it was, I mean, the dude was open. You know what I'm saying? Like he was kind of wide open when it didn't hit him. So I don't know. Like I'm not, again, like I've tempered my expectations for Tate because I didn't love the pick to begin with. But at the same time, like I've seen him make plays against our team. I've seen him make plays against other teams. Like for what I've seen so far, I'm not unimpressed.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
played pretty well. That's for sure. I mean, if you look, all the rookies are actually playing very well. It's pretty amazing that now Borganzi's made 9 or 10, 11 picks, 12 picks or something like that, somewhere around there. And it seems like every single one of his picks are about to be starters or fighting for a starter spot because they're all playing pretty damn well.
I mean, has anyone really came in and been a disappointment from what we expected? Like other than like I don't include Cam in this. Like he hasn't been obviously exactly what we wanted, but I guess you could make the argument for Flight being a little behind the 8 ball. But I mean, is there anybody that just hasn't lived up to expectation yet?
As a rookie,
As anybody on the team, really?
I mean, the rookies, man, I haven't really seen anybody. I mean, even Singleton. I mean, even Singleton's playing good. I mean, they're all playing good. Even they said Femi had some good tackles in Sunday game.
I thought
Even
Femi
Femi
had a
was
good
playing
game.
well.
Yeah, I thought Femi had a pretty decent game.
It's pretty interesting to see, how his draft picks are hitting pretty good right now. I'm loving it.
Yeah, I
So,
want Femi to really shine. I don't know though. I don't know. I'm hoping that I'm wrong and that maybe I'm just concerned for stupid reasons. But on the flip side of that, the Titans are going to also be challenged by their wide receivers on the defensive side.
yeah.
Flott, especially. Taylor didn't have a great game, but Flott just absolutely stunk it up the first week. So really,
Six targets, six
Well,
catches.
wasn't he coming off of an injury last year? Like they said something like he hasn't played in like 100 and something days or something.
Yeah, well, it shows, bro. Like
Yeah.
I don't.
exactly.
So we'll see how it
Exactly.
goes.
And
Maybe hopefully he'll have a comeback game Sunday night.
But
well, here's my problem with that. My problem with that is that you didn't decide to take any time in the OTAs or you know what I mean, any of those super preseason stuff that you could have been a part of to get yourself acclimated a little bit more to football.
Right.
yeah,
And
I don't disagree. But on the flip side of that, like the Titans had to do their due diligence too. And the fact that we were talking like 2 weeks into the offseason and saying, hey, we like the way this starting unit looks, but they have no depth behind it. And that's the
Right.
one area that we feel like that I feel like the front office, if there's one spot they didn't do enough work, that's where I think it is. So
Yeah, I
yes,
think that's where the team actually
yeah.
they had to sacrifice one position, and I felt like that was the one. So maybe, like I said, maybe we'll get a top 20, top 25 corner next year with our first pick.
I think actually it's way too early to talk about that crap. Let's not
Right.
even go there. Will, we've been kind of out on you, brother.
Sorry,
how do
brother.
you feel about
It's all good.
Hey.
I don't know what's going on.
It's all good, man. What do you feel about Carnell Tate and the wide receivers and the Titans cornerbacks, Flott and Taylor and their performances so far?
Like, I like the performance that Tate is doing so far in training camp. He's progressing pretty good. Like, when I was at training camp on Monday, he did a pretty good catch, and he's going to maybe do incredible.
All right. Let's see. John Franklin Myers is coming back this week. I'm excited about that. How much do you think John Franklin Myers means to this defense, and how different will they look with him in the game versus last week?
I mean, hopefully that's the missing piece, right? Like that's what he's supposed to be. I mean, that's your Tavondre Sweat replacement. So that's the dude who is the yin to Jeffrey Simmons yang. Like that is the unit is Simmons and JFM. So I hope it's a big difference. And I'm not even saying it was bad. I just expect it to be much, much better. So how quickly he acclimates, we'll see if he's really in football shape when he takes the field. If he takes the field, how much of him we see. I can't imagine they're going to, risk anything if it means having him now versus having him at the beginning of the regular season. So, we'll see what happens, but I think once he's out there, we'll see the impact pretty quickly, is the feeling I have.
Yeah, I agree with that. What do y'all think about old Winston Jr.? He's been playing pretty good too at safety. They said he's been popping on people.
Yeah, I mean he had no real time last year, right? Like he fought injury
Right.
the whole time. But let's remember, like this was a dude who, if I'm not mistaken, like he kind of fell in the draft because of an injury,
Yeah.
but very, very highly touted recruit, extremely good in college, fought a little bit of an injury, fell in the draft. The Titans felt like they got a diamond in the rough. And then ended up having to nurse an injury a little more than we thought. So, if you get what you expected out of him, I mean, that's a first round talent. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I think the more he's able to find himself on the field and the quicker he's able to develop. And I think, look, like now's the chance to get a lot of reps. I mean, it's a Monty Hooker and then who else? So
it's him, man. He's turning into a thumper.
That's what I'm saying. So the opportunities is like it's kind of his to lose right now. So just stay on the field, stay smart, keep it going.
Yeah, I think as long as he stays on the field, he'll be starting at that safety spot.
Yep.
So let me ask Will, because I'm trying to keep you actively involved here, brother. What I completely lost track of what I was thinking about. Okay, yeah, no, sorry. We were talking last show about the scales of doing a physical practice versus trying to keep your guys from getting hurt. Because last week we saw Carnell Tate, and Winston take a nasty collision, and it was incidental apparently. Like, it was just one of those things that happened. It's not like Winston intentionally lit him up or anything like that. But
he did thump him.
yeah, and my question is how far do you try to tip that scale, and how do you even try to keep that balance as somebody like Saleh, who makes physicality a big part of his coaching staff?
I have no idea, to be honest. Like, they just have to, like, sometimes, like, if it's on accident, they just have to know it's on accident and stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, look, like to play football, you gotta play football at practice, right? Like you gotta have a little
sometimes you got to be physical and stuff on it.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I like how he because they said last time he babied all the starters, and this time he's like actually pushing everybody and making everybody. I like it because it's going to get you ready. I feel like if you hold back too much and you do start playing full speed, you're not ready. And so we'll see how it goes. Maybe they'll be nice and loose when they're ready week one, and maybe we won't get that many injuries. So we'll see how it goes.
I mean, as a man with a 18-month-old, almost 2-month-old or 2-year-old child, like I am the helicopter parent, and you would think like I would be the one who's, let him get dirty, let him fall. Absolutely not. Like I'm terrified of everything. And, like so much so that my better half has to remind me, like, no, you have to toughen him up. Like he's gonna be a sissy. So like, yeah,
Right.
like I get it. Like, yeah, I get it. Like coddle him, you don't want him to get hurt. You want to save him for the right time. But if I put him in a bubble now, like he's never going to learn. He's never going to get tougher.
Exactly.
Get stronger.
Tough
So
love.
yeah, I mean, it's part of it. And is he going to break a bone? Like probably. And am I going to freak out? Absolutely. But like, it's got to happen at some point, and it's got to happen to make him stronger. So same concept with football, to play football on Sunday, you got to learn to play football Monday through Friday. So just, they got to stay at work. Stuff's going to happen. But I mean, that's part of it. Like, there's 31 other teams figuring out the same thing every day. So,
Yep.
just gotta take it with the best. And nobody wins a Super Bowl without a little bit of luck, I promise. So you just gotta take it for what it is.
Yeah, and I'll be clipping that for sure. Because that is a perfect analogy. I mean, as a father myself, but
Mhm.
anyway,
Same.
Take them babies.
hmm How long do you think it's going to be before somebody takes Barton's starting spot? And who takes his spot? Is it
Whose
James
spot?
Williams
It's Williams. Yeah.
or Anthony Hill? Because Anthony Hill's been electric,
Yeah.
man. I mean, he has been on fire. It's almost like the year that I mean, I feel like if he got more opportunities, he would be just as, or I don't know.
Right.
I'm really hung up on those two.
Yeah, they said Cody's been battling in camp, man. He's not giving up his spot easy. He's not lying over, man. They said he is out there playing hard, and he knows that he's got guys on his back, and that I think it's making him play better.
Well, look. Here's the way I look at it. Like, I think the term starter in this defense is going to be a very loose term, especially initially in the season. Like, I think there's going to be a lot of movement on this defense. I think you're going to see guys subbing in. I think at one point you may see Cedric Gray, James Williams, and Barton on the field at the same time. Same way with Hill. Like, I think they're going to rotate these guys in and out. Like, if you look at JFM, he's a big dude. He's not going to be in 99% of the snaps on this defense. Like, they're going to have to find ways to sub guys and move guys around. So, I don't know. I think starter is going to be used loosely, but I think there's a lot of guys nipping at the heels of Barton who is on an expiring deal, who definitely wants to get some good tape out there because there's a lot of young talent on this Titans team, and I think it's a good problem to have. So,
Yes.
yeah, I mean, I think it could go either way. And again, I cannot say this enough. Like, James Williams never lost that job. Cedric Gray just took it. Cedric Gray just took it. Like, he never really fell off. Like, he's been a great piece of this defense, and I think is a big part of the future of this defense. The same way with Hill. I think it's just a great future in the making. But again, man, like, that's a great problem to have, and I think all these dudes are going to get valuable reps this year.
Yeah, I think Williams fits Salah's scheme very well. I think Williams loves Salah's scheme because it makes him be able to open up as a player more and just play more loosely and fast. And I think that's huge for Williams. So I think Salah's scheme is big for Williams.
There's a guy named Azeez Al-Shaair who might remind you a little bit of that if you want to look back.
Oh, yeah.
In the early days.
I'll say this. This is the last year that James Williams is going to be a backup. Period.
For sure.
If he doesn't start on the Titans this year, he will start somewhere next year from free agency for sure. I would almost put money on.
Yeah, because next year is his last year, right, on the contract.
This is it. Yeah. This is his last year on the.
This is his last year, or next year is.
They can fit.
Oh, okay.
They can fifth-year option, but they can fifth-year up. They can't. No,
you can only do that for first round.
I think
you can only fifth year for first round players.
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's only first round players that get a fifth year.
I think you're right.
Yeah. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. We got a lot of young talent that's excelling at the right time, and I'm very excited about it.
Agreed.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, if we can get that offensive line to be in the top 20 and we can get Cam just to do a couple of right things, we could win 10 games with our team, man. I mean, it just things got to go the right way, so we'll see. We'll see.
What do you want to see about the running backs this week? What's the biggest thing you want to see from the running backs? Who do you want to see the most of this week?
I want to see Singleton, man. I want to just we know Pollard's there, and we know Spears is going to be there, so I want to see a lot of Singleton.
I want to see
Yeah.
more Spears. I'll be
Yeah.
honest. I want to see more Spears because I want to see him do it consistently.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to see him. I want to see him make plays and not get hurt. Like I think you've got to test him a little bit.
Right.
So I think I would want to see Spears run with the ones, if I'm being honest, and then I would like to see Singleton still running with twos just to acclimate to NFL defenses a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
As many plays as the ones are going to get, they might all three get a shot with the ones.
No, for sure, and I think they will. And based on last week, I think they will. Did Singleton get reps with ones last week? I don't know if
Yes,
he did. Okay.
I think he
yes,
did.
there is
Yeah.
a very famous clip of him going.
Didn't he get blown up? Yeah. Didn't he get like blown up on a?
Yeah, but that wasn't his fault.
was-
If you watch the play,
Pass
that wasn't
pro
all his
was-
fault.
Yeah. You
That
gotta
is
know
not-
what's coming though. Like you gotta be
That's
aware.
supposed to be a big part of his game. Yeah.
That offensive lineman got blew up pretty bad, and that caught him off guard.
For sure. For sure.
But he didn't block his dude, man. I mean, like, look, I get it. There was like 4 guys coming into the backfield all at once. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you didn't pick up your man. As a matter of fact, you whiffed your man
Yeah,
and just
you-
watched
no.
him
Hey,
run by you.
I think
It's
that
not
was
even
his
like
coming
he
into the
intended.
NFL moment right there.
Yeah.
I hope.
Well, and
I
again,
hope.
but to my point, like that's why I think I want to see Spears and maybe a sprinkle of Pollard just to get his legs fresh. But like
Right.
for the majority, like I would like to see 90% Spears with the ones and then Singleton pretty much the rest of it, right? Like I mean the majority at least. I think you want to acclimate him as much as possible with the twos and the threes and whatever and kind of slowly get him up to speed because realistically, you know,
Dude.
your goal with him is to develop him over the course of a year and a half, and then have him ready to go. Like that's the goal.
Yeah, I can see him being the starter next year.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Who do you want to see in the running backs, Will?
Well, I might want to see like maybe a little bit of Pollard, then maybe more of Singleton too, because like Singleton seems like a pretty good running back when he was in college at Penn State and stuff. So
Yeah, I'm
So-
excited about him.
I'm just ready to see what we got in store.
Yeah, I like what Link was cooking there, but if I'm the chef in the kitchen, I'm sprinkling just a little bit more of Singleton in there. Throw Pollard out. No offense, but you're like 30 years old, and I honestly,
Right.
you've already been banged up this off season. Let's get you good and healthy for the regular season. We don't need to see any more of what Tony Pollard can do. We know what Tony Pollard is. We know what he brings to the game. We need to see what Spears can do with the number ones. And like I said, sprinkle in a little bit of a heavier dose of what Single can come in and back him up and see what that gives you. You know what I mean? I also think that we're going to get a dash or a sprinkle of D'Ernest Johnson, the running back that we signed earlier this week. A lot of people are coming out
Yeah, what's
saying
the deal there though? Like, I mean, I get it, but like that's crowded.
Well, it's
Well,
just a lot
they
of
cut somebody too, right? A running back.
yeah, well, no, they didn't cut a running back. They cut a linebacker, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't matter. The point is what they're doing is special teams. That is
Right.
what they're doing. That's what they're targeting. D'Ernest Johnson is a great special teams player and actually a really decent running back when he's come in time. Apparently, he has some kind of I don't want to call it a character issue because I don't think there's been any blatant character things come out, but apparently he doesn't mix well with others. So I don't know if if that shows up, maybe not. But everything else about his game, from what I understand, what I read, and what I see, is fantastic. And I expect him to get a little bit of the run share, whether it be in, third or fourth round. Hopefully it's not with Will Levis, because God bless any running back that has to play as well.
Dude, you're going to see a lot of Will Levis Sunday night. We are going to see a lot. He actually had this came from Zach Lyons. Will Levis had the best practice like ever supposedly. Like
You
he was
went
the best
4-9.
quarterback. He was the best quarterback on the field. He like it was crazy, and so.
I don't understand people's obsession with this kid. I mean, he
But
went
truthfully, I do want to
4-9.
see him after Ward. I'm nothing but Levis, so we can at least get a 7th round for
I
him.
don't know, man. Trubisky's your best quarterback right now. Like,
Yeah, but he's got an arm thing, and he don't really need to come out. He don't need to.
I agree
Trubisky
with
don't need to
Steve.
play.
I agree.
There's no reason to strain that bicep. We know who
Yeah, he doesn't need. He doesn't need to prove anything. Is all I'm saying. Trubisky doesn't have to prove anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a homer, so obviously I want to see Hooker get the reps. But I mean, like, look, and Hooker had a freaking fantastic. I'm telling you, man, dude. I'm freaking telling y'all, like, if not for that injury, and look at what he did in Detroit. Like, I don't know. I'll talk about this.
I feel better.
In the face. But I'm telling you, dude, and if you stack him next to Levis, I swear to you, they are the same size. Like, everybody talks about the size, the ability, the strength of Levis. Like, if you put him and Hooker side by side, it's identical. Like, I'm telling you,
Hooker's going to be the practice squad guy.
Well, he'll be the emergency quarterback. Like, I think that's the goal. He'll be your emergency quarterback. But given the opportunity, man, like, I don't know if something happens with Trubisky, I hate to see it, but dude, I'm telling you, if that dude gets a shot. Like, and I'm talking Malik Willis level. Like, and should we touch on that? Like, I didn't mean off topic there, but should we touch on that Malik Willis stuff?
Did you see all the comments?
No.
That was
bro. Like,
a lot of people are talking about Will Levis, but about Willis. But if you read a lot of the comments, they were like, he's playing against a terrible defense. Kind of like,
I mean, okay, fine, but like, look at he went to Green Bay and they made it work. You know what I'm saying? And
we'll see what he can do.
And you know, not to go back to the old coaching staff a lot, but just to speak about the new one. Like, I think having these rookies come in under this type of culture and learn this from day one, that's going to be a huge difference in what we saw from the previous coaching staffs. Because you know, there's a lot coming out about Mike Vrabel and what was going on there with what was happening. Like, that was going on while he was in Tennessee too. So that last half of the year, like, very good chance he's a little checked out, and then that carries over to the Callahan years where, you know, that was kind of a debacle. So yeah, so I mean, you know, you do feel like guys who were thrown into those situations, guys like Malik Willis were, you know, maybe they weren't given the right opportunities. And you could make the same argument for guys like Will Levis. I mean, that's the same timeline. So, you know, I get it. I guess that's my point there. But if I relate that to now and the way that things are run and the way that this operation seems like it's functioning, like, much happier, much happier.
Yeah, for sure.
Guys, if you can't tell, Link has a thing for Will Levis. It's just, I don't know what it is. Every time.
I wanted Hendon Hooker.
Every time we mention Will Levis, he takes like a good long minute on talking about. No, seriously though, I am a Bulldog fan, 100%, no question about it. I say I like the Vols. That's not a true statement. I root for the Vols. I root for the Vols in every game they play every year, except for the one they play against Georgia, because I am a Bulldog. But I do not have any homerism towards the Vols at all. I would feel so much better if our emergency third quarterback was Hendon Hooker rather than Willis.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it will be. Will Levis is going to be a Steeler.
In the non-pressure way, and God bless the kid. You know, what do we say in the South? Bless your heart. Bless your heart. The first chance he gets to show his ability on a national stage or even a statewide stage, we'll say, at the blue and white game, he makes another meme.
Yeah.
I love the kid, but he just cannot get out of his own damn way.
Yeah, it's in his head, man.
Man, what? Brian, what? Brian's
he said fire everyone.
Yeah. I agree with 2 of those statements. No, not really. I agree with 1 of those statements. So here's another good
Oh,
question.
that's
Okay, I
Brian.
was
Of course, Brian
yeah,
said fire.
exactly. Right. Yeah,
Of
yeah,
course, it
that's
was
right.
Brian that
I
said
mean,
that.
Hey,
it's not just
there's
Brian, it's
your
me.
Malik Willis lover right there.
Hey man, telling you,
Brian is
telling
the
you.
Malik Willis lover.
Malik Willis is just a very lucky dude that he got to be with LaFleur for 2 solid years and
I
Right.
learn
don't know,
what
maybe.
it is to be a quarterback, or not a very high performing quarterback, but a what's the word? An efficient quarterback.
I mean, all right, if we're gonna do this, we'll do it. So how many games? How many games did Malik Willis start as a Tennessee Titan?
Uh, 2. I
4.
think it's 2.
4.
Was it
It
4?
was
Holy
4.
crap!
It was 4. So you bring in Malik Willis as the future. Tannehill's still here. The plan is obviously for him to sit behind Tannehill. I think Tannehill stayed in a year longer than expected because the window opened quicker than we thought it would in that 2020-21 type season. You know what I'm saying? Like you had like everything kind of just came together. You know what I mean? So I think Malik Willis came in as the future, and then that got pushed back a year. And then we had some games where he started that were sprinkled in, and we felt like he was a little behind where we should be. So he's
Right.
given another offseason, but then you bring in another talented second round quarterback. So now you're stuck with, okay, we're going to let these guys battle it out in camp. I don't really feel like either one really took the job at that time. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of just Will Levis was younger, had a little bit more arm talent. So I don't know. Maybe I'm remembering incorrectly, but it does feel like Malik Willis was kind of just swept to the side at some
Man,
point. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me, but I can see his point. And again, you're going through a very weird coaching time there too, because there's a lot of ups, there's a lot of downs. Mike Vrabel's doing what Mike Vrabel does. Weird stuff's going on. Like, I don't know. It just feels like he wasn't really set up. So to your point, to have the luck to get a guy like LaFleur, I do think that's a big benefit to him. But if he were to have that support system in Tennessee, what could that have looked like? You know?
I'll say this. The thing about Malik Willis that a lot of people forget after he left Tennessee was how raw he was when he
For
came.
sure.
He needed a very good offensive mind to help him figure out how he's going to figure out or how he's going to fit into this league, because he's not the guy who's going to stand in the pocket and make the passes like Aaron Rodgers or one of those. He is a guy that's going to mix it up a little bit on the field, whether he uses legs or arms. And like I said, he was just super, super raw, man. I mean, he comes from a small college. I just don't think he was prepared. And I do agree that Tennessee gave up on him a little early, but we just did not have the correct system or the correct coaching staff to bring a player like that in.
Or the time. The
Skill set
coaches
that he
did.
had.
Yeah. The
Yep.
coaches
It
didn't
was
have
just
the time.
it was all bad, from the pick to the coaching staff that they tried to pair him with to them trying to rush him out. It was all bad.
Yeah,
100%
very,
all bad.
very, very Cam Ward-esque, if you will. So, oh, how things come full circle. And I'm not saying the pick was bad, but I'm saying
That's
young, raw talent, small school, a lot of
Right.
potential. You got to get him with the right coaching staff. You got to develop him correctly. And this is where you really hope that the correct moves have been made this year to put the right people around him. And to this point, I think so far it has. I don't think you could have put together a better team on paper to do that. We just got to see how it translates again through this preseason and off season, moving into the regular season.
right on. I got 2 more subjects I want to get across before we get out of here, and we are coming close to the time. But I had an epiphany today looking at Robinson's stats, and then I had a thought of, well, what's the Titans era record for receptions? Because I think he had 93 2 years ago and like 94, 95 a year ago. So if he comes into Tennessee and he's just as productive, he could be in the 95 to 97 range ish, somewhere maybe 90 to 99. We'll say that 90 to 99. If he lands somewhere there, then he's very close. Derek Mason, 96? Yeah, 96 in 2004. So it is very possible that we have one of the best targets for Cam Ward outlet, whatever you want to call it. I really feel the more I look at the situation where they brought Robinson in, I really feel like he was the right pick for what we wanted and what we needed for Cam's development. And a lot of people question his contract. And again, I think that's in 3 years or 2 years from now, we won't be talking about this as a thing anymore. We'll actually probably be talking about whether he should get an extension or something stupid like that, or I hope so.
I mean, that's now the price you pay for consistency, right?
Yeah.
Like that's just like that. Like you're looking at a new NFL, a new age where
Yeah.
we're setting records every single year at this point on these contracts. So, I mean, that's just at receiver at this point. Again, you had one of the biggest salary caps. Like if that's what it takes to get consistency at that position, so be it.
Yeah, that's like I was telling y'all a couple weeks ago. Nobody can say anything about money in the NFL anymore. There's just so much of it. Everybody's making so much money. So saying somebody's making too much money now is it's pointless.
It's not even real. Like it's a fugazi. It's a fugazi. It's
I mean, the NFL made like $6 billion last year. I mean,
absolutely.
I'm just tired of hearing people say, "Oh, he's making too much money. Oh, he's making too much money." They all make too much money.
They jelly.
I mean, and what are they going to say? No, like
right?
you know,
exactly.
like
Nobody's going to turn it down.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I mean, what are you going to do? All right,
That's
if they're going to
right.
give it to you, you might as well take it.
Exactly.
Well, what do you got to say about that, brother?
I gotta say, like, I agree what Scoop says about, like, it's just, like, about how much money they make. It's just money. Forget about it. It's just money, kid.
Yeah.
You know, maybe to the billionaire owners, she might disagree with it's just money, but I understand where you're coming from. There is a lot of it going around, and the revenue and stuff you get from an NFL team, you would think, yeah, just give him the damn paycheck. And that's what we always say, right? Just give him the bag, man.
Just give me the bag. Come on, man. I just want the money.
Exactly. Just give him the bag. I just want to see him play here more. That's usually what we say when we see a good player that we don't want to leave.
Real quick, because I don't want to eat into it. What's the last contract we were like upset about? Can you think of one that we were like, that's a bad idea? I was Snead.
Deshaun Watson, man.
Yeah, I was getting
Deshaun Watson.
Yes.
$250 million guaranteed.
To the Titans. No, that obviously, Deshaun Watson. That may be the biggest. But from the Titans, I guess Snead's the obvious one. I didn't.
Yeah.
That's more of a transaction than a payment, I guess.
I will argue that. I will argue that is not the worst transaction the Titans have ever made. The worst transaction. No. The worst transaction we ever made was Jones. When we signed him as a wide receiver, put him on 3 years of void contract or whatever. We were paying him up until this last current season, the one we just got done with. We were still paying his contract. That's how ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. He didn't play for us one full season, and we paid him for 4. That is
that's pretty bad.
Sorry, I will never get over that one. Everybody
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Everybody was like, oh man, AJ and Jones, they're just gonna cut up the league like it ain't nothing. And then they got bitched out to every cornerback on the market. Except for, Brown obviously balled out. Jones sucked.
He was
Not
old,
saying,
man. He was
well,
out of his
yeah.
prime.
What
It
do they
seems like we
call it?
like to
The
pick up them wide
retirement
receivers that are
home?
way out of their prime.
Randy Moss. Yeah.
Yeah,
Retirement home for wide receivers, Titans.
yeah.
My God.
Maybe it'll change.
Uh,
Maybe we're changing that now, though.
hopefully.
Yeah,
One more exciting thing to talk about, or I want to talk about before we end the show, but the Titans are going up against Seattle. Seattle brings something with them this year. Hard Knocks.
yeah.
They
No,
are they are the Hard Knocks team. So with this joint practice, the Titans are going to get a little bit of exposure on Hard
yep,
Knocks. And it would really be awesome if we played well in this joint practice and game
yep,
because there is national cameras there to catch behind the scenes action. So wouldn't it just be fantastic if, say, this time next year we're watching Hard Knocks, talking about how Seattle was so frustrated and pissed off that the Titans were just absolutely mauling them in practice and the preseason game. But, this is my fantasy and not reality in any way. But I just wanted to bring up the fact that Hard Knocks was going to be there because I thought, does that bring any extra pressure with it?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I don't know if pressure, I guess, but like there's some dudes on this team who, I mean, obviously are going to be drawn to the camera more than others. Like I think you're going to get a lot of Jeffrey Simmons FaceTime. I think you're going to get a lot of Cam Ward FaceTime. I think you're going to get a lot of trash talk. Like they'll definitely have some featured moments for sure. But yeah, just I think any insight is good insight. I think it's going to be cool to see some behind the scenes stuff. And look, like I'm a little bit of an advocate for the Titans to do one of the Hard Knocks. I was torn on it initially, but I don't know. Like I'd like to see some of that. I think this would be a really, really neat coaching staff to see that with. Like I think it would have been a flop with Callahan. Whereas if you had like some cameras on Dayball and Saul, like that's gonna get fun. Because Saul is just a statue, but he motivates guys. So there's stuff being said. There's conversations he's having, and I think that'd be really cool to get some insight on. So yeah, I'm all for it. Absolutely.
yeah. I don't think Hard Knocks is allowed to do first-year coaches, right?
They're not. They're not. That was the thing with Callahan because you really thought they'd be up for it then, but that was the.
But I'd be okay next year. If we had Hard Knocks, I wouldn't be mad at Hard Knocks.
More exposure, the better for the Titans.
Yeah.
For sure. In a new stadium.
I lied.
Yeah, with a new stadium,
That'd make a lot of sense.
I do apologize because I lied to everyone, including the people that are sitting here. There's one more thing I want to talk about. I'm sorry. JC Latham.
Oh, yeah.
I have been on this dude's ass since he kind of flopped in his rookie season. And then we moved him to right tackle. Me and Link were so pumped about him being moved to right tackle because we're like, all right, natural position, dude's gonna excel, and he kind of didn't.
Yeah.
More than didn't, he kind of sucked. And then he comes back into camp, doesn't look exactly in shape, not the best look, and then something happens. And him and Jeffrey Simmons have words. And I'm not exactly sure what the words are there because they won't release that. Like, neither one of them will talk about what they said in that conversation. But whatever Jeffrey Simmons said to JC Latham, that is a story in itself. Because since then, JC Latham has been extremely physical in every practice. Shown up. Yeah, he's shown up in a big way over the last week. And if you want some proof of that, go on Twitter, watch his mic'd up session. That got me excited because I finally think that JC Latham has finally turned the leaf And I think this might actually be the season where he excels really well. And if you got Carmona, I mean, we were talking about it early in the show, but if this offensive line can come together and somehow protect Cam Ward and give us a good, reliable running game, we have an actual team here.
We have some weapons.
Yeah, for sure. And
Yeah.
the thing with J.C. Latham, like if you look at the good players in this league, there's kind of that moment when it clicks, right? Like you go back to
Right.
Derrick Henry, there was a moment when it clicked. Like it just so, and you hope this is that moment. You know, you hope he can keep the consistency up, and he's got like look, he's got all the intangibles. Like he's everything you want in an offensive lineman. You know, he's what you're looking for. So you just want him to be the guy and step up. So continue doing what he's doing. And hey, if it takes Jeffrey Simmons kind of chirping and being in his ear, like continue to do so. I think you know what's the saying? Is it diamond sharpens diamond or something like that? But that's what you want. You want these guys to build on each other. Iron sharpens iron. There it is. Yeah, chemistry or something. So yeah. But you want these dudes to play off each other and force each other to be better, and that's how you build a winning culture. And I think again, you brought in some rookie talent, and you want those guys, the young guys, to see that every day and to stay hungry, and that's how you win football games and have winning seasons. So yeah, keep it up.
Yeah, like I said, this is his third year, and they say it takes about 3 years for a lineman to really figure it out. So I think he's starting to finally figure it out.
For sure.
So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about a lot of the guys on the offensive line. That's like I said before, I'm okay with the line. I don't feel like we have to talk about the line that much.
But we do this every year, and I try to spread caution. And people
Right.
get upset with me online because I'm like, "Whoa, all right, pump the brakes. Let's temper our expectations." And people get so upset because they're like, "Man, why you got to be so negative all the time?" And I'm like, "Bro, I'm the optimist. I'm the guy who thinks we are going to succeed. I'm just saying, chill out because, you know, I mean, it's just like a relationship, man. Once you've been hurt so many times, you know that chick's cheating on you. You know she is. You just can't deal with it. You know what I mean? Like you can't accept it as a man. So you just keep going back. And that's the kind of hurt we can't deal with. You know, don't give me hope and then sweep it out from under my feet.
And that's why I feel like this first game versus the Jets is a game we need to win. I've been saying must win, and obviously it's not a must win. It's just a dang need to win game.
You've got to set the tone. You've got to set the tone for sure. If this team is, God forbid, like 0-4, 1-3, like man, that's going to be a tough hole to pull out of.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long season if that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's for sure.
All right, Will, you got anything that you want to talk about that we didn't talk about, brother?
Nothing that I know of, but I'm just ready to be at the game on Sunday night to hope to get to see what we can do.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited for Saturday night too. I want to watch all these young fellas, see if they can get better.
All right. Well, you know, everybody, we appreciate you hanging out with us. If you hanged out with us through the entire show, we really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. We're everywhere: Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, anywhere you basically get your social media, we are there. And we do it just to have fun. So we don't really care. But we do like the support, and it does give me some kind of affirmation that, you know, maybe I'm doing something awesome. I don't know. Anyway, we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Anybody got any final things to say?
Tighten up.
Okay.
Tighten up.
Nope.
See y'all Sunday night.
See you Sunday night.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Peace out.